United States is hitting Russia with more sanctions after Moscow's illegal annexation of Ukrainian territory, AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani reports.
Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin.
After Vladimir Putin held a celebration in Moscow and claimed 4 Ukrainian regions as Russia's forever.
He can't seize his neighbor's territory and get away with it. As simple as that.
The U.S. hit back.
New authorities to sanction anyone who provides political or economic support to Russia's fraudulent territorial claims.
President Biden did not mention Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky's own surprise move. An accelerated bid to join NATO, a step neither the U.S. nor the alliance are endorsing, and one likely to boost already high tensions. Sagar Magani, Washington.
On the day that Russia celebrated its self-proclaimed annexation of the 4 Ukrainian territories, humanitarian convoys were hit by Russian shelling near the town of Zaporizhia and in Mykolaiv. Officials say at least 23 people were killed and 28 were wounded near Zaporizhia. At least 3 were killed in Mykolaiv, with at least 12 injured. The convoys consisted of vehicles carrying families who were headed to the areas to rescue family members from the occupied territory. Burkina Faso Army Captain Ibrahim Traoré has ousted military leader Paul-Henri Damiba. In a statement read on national television Friday evening, Traoré said a group of officers had decided to remove Damiba due to his inability to deal with a worsening Islamist insurgency. A suicide bomber has struck an education center in a Shiite area of Kabul, the Afghan capital, killing at least 19 people and wounding dozens. AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma has more.
A Kabul police chief says the explosion hit an area mostly populated by members of Afghanistan's minority Shiite community and took place in the morning hours. The victims included high street graduates, both girls and boys, who were taking a practice university entrance. The spokesman adds education centres now need to ask the Taliban for additional security. The suicide bombing is the latest in a steady stream of violence since the Taliban seized power. No one's immediately claimed responsibility for this attack, but the Islamic State group remain active. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court, was inaugurated Friday at a ceremony attended by President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Biden nominated Jackson to the nation's highest court. Jackson will be part of a progressive minority on the court that decides some of the most important social and legal issues in the United States. She replaces Justice Stephen Breyer, who retired at age 84. Despite acute polarization surrounding the Supreme Court, her Senate confirmation process went smoothly, and her addition to the bench does not change the balance of power. A revived Hurricane Ian made landfall on coastal South Carolina Friday. It's threatening the historic city of Charleston with severe flooding. Sheets of rain whipped trees and power lines and left many areas on Charleston's downtown peninsula underwater. At least 9 hurricane-related deaths have been reported since Wednesday, but that number is expected to increase. On Wednesday and Thursday, the storm caused catastrophic damage in Florida. Amnesty International says leaked government documents show that Iran ordered its security forces to confront anti-government demonstrations. Amnesty said Friday that security forces have killed at least 52 people since protests over the death of a woman detained by Iran's morality police began nearly 2 weeks ago. It says they fired live ammunition into crowds, beaten protesters with batons, and groped female protesters who removed their headscarves to protest the treatment of women by Iran's theocracy. The death in custody of a woman who was detained for allegedly wearing the mandatory headscarf too loosely has triggered an outpouring of anger at Iran's ruling clerics. And once again, our top story this hour, the U.S. is hitting Russia with more sanctions after Moscow's illegal annexation of Ukrainian territory.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.